Happy New Year, everyone. This video was supposed to be out a while ago, but that's when I realized I needed to redesign the protagonists of my Pokemon region, King and Quinn. I designed them in the Christmas of 2020, a whole year ago. When I went back to look at them as reference images for new characters, I realized how much I had improved. By realizing I could do so much better than what was in front of my face. So over the past couple of weeks, I've been making a redesign of my Pokemon protagonists, as well as two new characters. So let's get into the designs. So first, I decided not to change the poses. There's nothing wrong with them, and by focusing on the design themselves, I could do a much better job. First, I wanted to make these characters look more native to the region, so I changed their skin color to a darker shade of brown. Next, the clothes were all over the place. I tried to go for African patterns, and that made it look tacky. I ended up giving these trainers these weird patterns that just didn't fit at all and just felt completely random. So I made the patterns lean into each other more, especially since I knew what I was going for and it didn't feel as janky. I also used some tips I learned throughout 2021, focused less on recreating the Pokemon art style and more of actually making the shading look good. And there you have it. I also fixed the proportion with Quinn's running to make it look like she was more running and not just... You know what I'm talking about. I added gloves to both of their wrists so they looked more like Pokemon trainers. I also replaced the I in King with Y just as a fun thematic thing because Quinn is just Queen, but Quinn. So I decided to change King too. So there you have it. Here are the redesigns. Here is Quinn and King 2022. Now for the rival. This is June, a steadfast, aspiring Pokemon trainer who wants to be strong so people will respect her. June's story is that her parents don't want her to be a Pokemon trainer. They are strict, controlling people who have her entire life planned out for her. But she wants to make her own path, so without telling her parents, she cut her hair, ran off to get her starter Pokemon, and left on her journey. June is semi-friendly, but often comes off as rude. I see her personality being sort of like Gladion, but less intense, without the whole hand-grabbing thing. Yeah. I wanted the classic rebellious teenager look, with leather jacket, black eyeliner. The bob cut was just to make her look more tomboyish. This is the rare case where being generic just works. I initially tried to make her look as different as possible from the original rivals, because so far in the more recent years we've had friendly rivals that are just want to be the best because they want to be the best. And I want to give her more substance than that. I am just rambling because I realized I did not write a whole bunch for this character. And yeah. Here is June. Professor Baobab is a goofball whose obliviousness is almost as impressive as his research into Pokemon dual mixing, or more commonly known as Pokemon Fusion. Drawing this guy gave me a painful reminder to pay attention to when I'm using layers. The way I color and shade is I do the clean line work, I duplicate that layer, and then I use the original layer and I paint that layer. And then on top of that layer I have clipping mask and where I use black and white to help do with shading. I accidentally colored both clean art layers, so the shading overlapped the dark lines and made it just look weird. At first I was like, screw it, and just kept drawing. You need to zoom in to see how bad that was, because if you look at it now, you wouldn't notice it because you're not looking for things. But if you look for faults, you'll find it. Just trust me on that. It annoyed me to no end, but anyway, this is Professor Baobab. He'll show up a lot more in the story than Professor Magnolia, who was just an absolute failure of a character. I'm sorry, Pokemon Sword and Shield story was just bad. It had its interesting moments, but the whole story was just bad. I digress. Let's take a look at Professor Baobab. I have improved a lot art-wise in 2021, and I want to focus on other projects than Pokemon. While I will continue to create Mahali region content, I want to make other stuff and grow my audience outside of the Pokemon genre. I have one more video planned for the Mahali region before it fully takes a backseat, so stay tuned for that. Otherwise, subscribe, leave a like, and have a fine rest of your day.